Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Safira Zahwananta. I will be your host for our tonight's You Talk session with an amazing speaker, Miss Aziza, which will be sharing us her knowledge about how to speak, how to have a good public speaking. Yes, Miss Z. How are you, Miss Z?
Hello, Safira. I'm great. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the invitation and for being here as well.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation. It's so amazing to have you here tonight. And also, I will be the host, right? And Miss Z will be the speaker. So we're basically going to do. If you already watch our previous U Talk session, I believe you guys already know about the mechanism. But in case you guys, this is the first time you watch this U Talk session, I will explain it to you one more time. So we're going to have a U Talk session, right? Miss Z will present us a material, which the theme is already announced before. Uh, she will present the material for 20-25 minutes, completely up to Miss Z. It doesn't really determine how long does she have to take for the presentation. And also after that, after she finish her presentation, we will open up Q&A section, question and answer section. So uh we would like to see your enthusiasm while asking questions towards Mizzy, because I believe Mizzy has lots of things that she could share with us, lots of knowledge and lots of experience, I
I
believe. So
hope
that is the
so.
reason why we invite her to share this knowledge to all of us. And also, I would completely appreciate it if you guys could open up your camera so that it shows us how enthusiastic you are for listening to Ms. Z's presentation. But please keep mute yourself before until you are allowed to speak during the Q&A section. So I hope that we will have this U Talk session smoothly, and I will handle the stage to Mizzy right now. Go ahead, Mizzy. Floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Safira. And I think I would like to share my screen. Okay, please do let me know if you can see that screen. Okay. So, can everyone see the screen now?
Yes, Mizzy.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Hello, good evening, good afternoon, and also good day, everyone. I'm Aziza, but maybe some of you may know me as Chris or Z, or just call me Z. If you have a question, just raise your hand and you can interrupt me any moment if you would like to ask your questions. And today I would like to share maybe not much about public speaking and how to boost your confidence in public speaking. And maybe this is one of the reason why all of you are here and joining our meetings tonight. And of course, most of the people probably will think public speaking is quite a bit irritating, full of fear, or it could be like a nightmare for several persons. And frankly speaking, it's also for me as well. So in today's topic, we're going to discuss more about how to boost your confidence in public speaking by Crystal or Aziza and by me. And so before we start, you might wondering who is this person speaking on talking about how to boost your confidence in public speaking. So for most of the people who doesn't know me, okay, who exactly is Aziza Burgess, or who is it Crystal is it, or who is Z? So here are a little bit pretty much summary about myself. So right now I'm working in HSBC, one of the international bank in Jakarta or in Indonesia, and you may see and read from the screen that most of my organizational experience related with English because I'm a fan of Harry Potter, so you might really notice from my accent. So I'm not quite have the same persons or the same people who learning English, but I have this particularly British accent, and of course, it's not just coming by overnight. Um, Yeah. And I'm a member of Vidzone, if you knew one of the community in Jakarta, but nowadays we have an online meetings. And also I'm a member of a Toastmaster member as well, non-profit organization. And I saw that one of the member here, Toastmaster Damayani, also here, and here are all the a list of my educational organizational experience. And nowadays I also still as conducting as a club president of the Speakers Lounge Toastmaster Club in, well, actually, I live, my residence is in Indonesia, but I'm a club president of the club who based in Seoul, South Korea. And yeah, we will talk about it later on. And before we know, or before we open up a page of public speaking, I would like to ask you a question. How much you love yourself? How much you adore yourself? Because in related with the public speaking, you need to know about yourself, how good you are in speaking, how how much that you want to be fluent in English, or how much and how desperate, oh, I want to speak of like a reporter, I would like to be an anchor, or I would like to be like this one or that one. It would be a lot of things engaged with yourself. Or probably another question would be, which part of your body that you are adore most of? So probably for me, I like my eyelashes, and it was so much I can make it longer, and this is for real. And I also like the part of my body. I really like my cheek. Some of the people say that I'm quite a bit fatty or chubby, but I don't care. I love myself, and because this would be a next step. So this is one of my personal tastes how I can help you to boost your confidence in public speaking. But mine take or my personal experience might be different from you. And for further, I'm an introvert and extrovert in 50-50. So I'm ambivert. So I could experience if much people thought I want to have our quality time of my own. I need to be alone. I want to be in a corner of um, in our room. Or I need to get out from my comfort zone and meet up with people, like meet up with all of you guys here. But surely, because we are in a Zoom, I can still see there are a lot of people who not turn on their camera. No worries, because if you think that this channel or this session is the right one for you and you want to know more about this, you would definitely turn on your camera, because we're going to see, or are you going to have the same experience? Do you love yourself? How much you love yourself? Or it could be the opposite. How much you hate yourself? Oh, I really hate my eyes. I really hate my lips. I really hate everything about me. So you can probably turn off your camera. But if you're on the way, just like Toastmaster Damayani, that's okay. Because how much you love yourself, it would make it easier on your journey to get your confidence, because you will know how your strengths, your weakness, and how much you deal with it, how much you need to deal with the not confidence things, especially when you would like to say hi just to a new people. And let me share one of my experience. I really don't like myself at first. I really hate everything about me. I was so much chubby. I was so much small. I was so much short. I don't even want to look at the mirror. And then there's this one person, because I'm working in an international bank. Most of the time we use English in our working daily or our daily routine. And there is a foreigner at that time. He just walked by in front of the lobby, and he looks really, really lost. And the thing is, he asked me, "Hi, can I ask a question where I have to go to this place?" And you know what? I want to say something, but there's nothing coming out from my mouth. And then after it, he just left me, and I was like, mm, 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 mm. What am I supposed to say? My mouth want to say this word, but my mind just kept stuck at that moment, and I cannot just say a word. So, what things I need to do about it? Because I want to say something, and I want to be able to answer a question. If I have a person's, if we never know exactly. Probably there could be our friends, right? If you're still single, of course. And yeah, so that is one of my experience when I feel I need to learn more. So how much you love yourself? So this is a really important question, because if you cannot find things that you love about yourself, because no one could help you, you're the only one who could help yourself. And the next part is your why. So there would be a reason why you want to learn, or why you want to improve your public speaking, why you need to do this. Me, I really love speaking English, because speaking English is pretty much like breathing the air. I can die without it. I'm so much desperate. So if you could see, or you could find someone who was so much desperate want to speak English just in a day, that is me. I cannot speak without English just in a day, because it will make me really so much desperate, and I don't think I can live for more. And that is my reason why I need to improve my public speaking, because I want to share more, because I want to inspire other people so they could understand their value, and finding the reason why you need to improve your public speaking and why you need to do it. So if you have a pen, if you have a paper on you right now, write down all of the reason that you can find why you need to improve your public speaking. Why? Finding your why. Because there's a quote, right? Those who have a why to live can bear with almost anyhow. So this quote really, really important, because this is really so true. Because if you don't know your why, you're not going to be able to find your how. So that would be a nightmare, but not just for you, but for all of us here. And then after you're finding your why, you can also find how. So after you knowing your why, I want to learn or improve my public speaking because I want to collaborate more. I want to meet new people. I want to engage with other community. I want to explore more. I want to learn more. That could be your why. But how to do it? So in these sections, you need to find how you're going to do it. There would be a lot of information that you can find these days, especially social media, TikTok, Instagram, Telegram, or anything, YouTube channel. There would be a lot of things, because your strategy or your why or your how probably would be different from me. So you need to find how you're going to do it, from the very hard one, from the very easy one. It's all up to you. Yeah. Next thing is you need to find your own strategy, what you like, or the one that really, really suit with yourself. Like for me, I'm pretty much learning from visualization. So I read book and reading out loud. And then after it, I also like to listen to my favorite channel, because I'm focusing on British accents. Of course, you might really knew when or where that I could find my favorite channel from the YouTube channel. So if you are a person who like reading more, so you can find a good book to read. Because if you're reading a book, reading it just like open a new window, and could you can find a new things. It can open up your horizons. And there is a things, your strategy might would be different from me, right? And there are a lot of things or strategy that you can find in the social media or anything that you can need to find it. So after you finding your why, and then you need to find your how, and then you make the strategy. Then of course after the strategy, what's else? You see, are you a fans of Harry Potter? There is a mirror in the Harry Potter called the Mirror of the Avocet. In this mirror, you can find your deepest desire of the persons when they look into the mirror. Same as we are practicing our public speaking. Why? Because mirror is our best partner. They will never yell to you. They will never say, you're so ugly. And I don't think I like your nose. I don't think I like your voice. I don't think I like your face. No worries. The mirror is the reflection on you. And you can easily speak whatever you want to practice your public speaking, especially. And it's really interesting because I also practice myself as well before this meeting, of course, and learned a lot by seeing ourselves in the mirror. And then sometimes I notice, wow, I look so beautiful in this mirror. I don't know, probably my mirror is not the same like other mirror, but you just need to find several things that you can find about yourself from a mirror. Ah, I see. I think my ankle like this is really nice when I speak, or when someone take a camera or shoot this ankle. Yeah, you can post it on your social media. It will be definitely worth. Yeah. Or I think this side is really nice. My cheek looks really slim, and I think I look much better. And then you practice your public speaking and how to do it. So one of the things that we usually have in Toastmasters is called table topic session. So it's an impromptu speech when you will be asking a question one, and you need to respond about this statement or this quote or this word in 1 to 2 minutes. Impromptu, just out of nowhere, you need to answer it just right away in 1 to 2 minutes. Yeah, because sometimes it happens when you've been asked with your mom or you've been asked with your boyfriend, your teacher. See, how about the task that I already told you to do? Um, you can find a reason, but in these sessions, you are need to
Kak,
answer it
ih,
in
kue
yes.
dah kak, ini lentimu. Anaknya pinungyot mo to nga pahu.
All right. If you are still not unmute, you can make to unmute, or maybe if you can raise your hand if you have a question, or sending a message on the chat box. Yeah, we can go on with it after it. All right. So this is a mirror. When you can practice yourself and you can answer a lot of questions that you would like to do in front of the mirror. So this is only you, yourself, and also your partner, which is the mirror. Or if you can find a partner, that would be much great. And not everyone would like to speak, but you can practice it with the mirror for at the first step. And then what else? So these are the things that I usually do to raise my confidence in public speaking. So just like what I told you, this step or these trips probably would be different on you because everyone have their own taste. The first one is, of course, we need to love ourselves, feeling good, and think positive, and also tell a story that I liked in front of the mirror on to your public speaking practicing, and repeat the words. So if you watch a movie or listen to music, see, you might listen to one word that really so much powerful, and you would like to repeat the words over and over again. Or from a YouTube channel, I really like the word spur of the moment. I really like that. Oh, bloody hell! Just like in the Harry Potter movie. Or and also do a warming up by doing a tongue twister. So this is the things I usually do in my daily, not
Wow.
always, but yeah, most of the time. So, ladies and gentlemen, if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never the goal. So if you would like to improve your public speaking, if you think that this strategy is not good enough, you can find another strategy, but never change the goal. So you just need to change the plan because it will work. And the other thing that you can do is, of course, you can join a community like SEFEO and other communities that will suit you and make it fun by learning together. Because if learning together, it will be more fun and more engaged with other people, and you can learn more rather than you learned by yourself, right? So it's really interesting. Maybe like hang out together. And I usually have this experience. I don't know if it's funny or not. So after the session, when I was still in Britain, I'm no longer active as a committee. I usually as a committee there. So what we do after after the class or the session end, we go to the museum. All of us we took a bus, and what happened was one thing about me is if I meet someone or if you meet up with me in uh, after the session, I will still use English. So I use English much more than my Indonesian language because, as I told you earlier, it's speaking English. It's just like breathing the air. I could probably die in a second if I'm not using my English. So we went there at the to the museum by bus, and we talked a lot of things in English, and we saw that almost the rest of the bus, of the passenger of the bus, were looking at me from head to toe, and all of the looks, but we don't care. So we come on talking in English. At that time, it was before the pandemic, so we talk a lot, and we are really enjoying it. And a lot of things happen at that time, and yeah, it's pretty much fun because we are not alone, right? Because we are hang out together. So yeah, join the community and make it fun and learn together. And the next thing is commitment, consistent, and practice, practice, and practice. Because I learned English and not just like a slept overnight and then just coming, oh, I have my British accent. No, it was definitely a lot of things that I need to deal with, a lot of practice and a lot of consistent, and of course, commitment. Keep on practicing. If Because English is not just when we talk about language, it's not going to be easy if you're not practicing. All right. So if you would like to improve your public speaking, but you never want to try to practice, I don't think that you can. Uh, yeah, you can boost your yourself to be able to boost your confidence in public speaking because you're not practicing. Keep on practicing and make your siblings, or I usually practice with my parents, although they will answer me with their Javanese, but I will keep on talking with them with English. So that is exactly that I usually do. Commitment, consistent, practice, practice, and practice, and practice, and practice. So here are the resume of our session tonight. How much you know about yourself, how much you love about yourself, and find your why. Why you need to improve your public speaking. Why you need to lean on how you want to, how much you want it so bad, and find your how by look your best strategy that will suit you. Because my strategy might be different from you. And also explore and develop yourself and engage more. What are you going to do? What is your next goal? What is your next resolution? It's already been a end of year, so you might would like to review about your goals and things that you would like to do. And of course, it's much better if you could join a community with the same interests. Or is it a community with the same interest in public speaking or in other things that will make yourself improve and also develop yourself. And last but not least, commitment, consistent practice, practice, and practice. And these are all my connections. And if you would like to engage more with me, and yeah, I think Toast. I'm sorry, I thought it was in the Toastmaster setting. So, Miss Safira, I think I already end the session.
Awesome, Missy. Thank you so much for the valuable knowledge, though. Also, I have a little story. I used to be guest on Toastmaster sessions. It's so
Ah,
amazing, actually. Yeah, I used to join the SCBD Toastmaster.
I
So
see.
yeah,
Really,
it's
all
quite
right.
amazing.
Yeah,
I follow with one of the programs, which I find very interesting, is that you have to tell a story based on what card you get, right? You only
yeah. It's
given.
a table topic session, I suppose.
Yes, table topic. I forgot the name. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
quite a while ago, so it's quite amazing. And also, anyway, thank you so much for the once again, thank you so much for the valuable knowledge. I would like to apologize for the unexpected little problems. I hope that'll be okay. Okay, so we're going to move on to the Q&A section now, okay? So you guys, if you have any questions, just ask just raise your hand and I will let you to speak. So I will allow you to unmute yourself. Anyone wants to ask a question or maybe share a little story with Miss Z, that'll be fine too. It doesn't really have to be a question though. So
yeah. Or
please,
I
anyone.
can I can ask one of them as a
Oh,
question.
sure.
All right. Yeah, please do ask a question for me first. If no one asks, so I will ask them a questions. So you better turn on your mic if I ask you questions.
Can the host answer the question too? Oh, okay. Let's move on to that later. Okay. So please, Mr. Collis, what is your question?
Okay, thank you for passing the mic to me. And thank you for having me too, because this is my first time join your Zoom meeting. And sometime when I have to speak in front of people, I have some hesitation because I'm very nervous. So the question is how we can keep balance between our mental and spiritual and motivation with our capability in spoken English. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the question, Hollis. So first, I need you to check how much you practice. That is number one, because how long we practice, it also will definitely trigger. Are we going to feel nervous, or do we feel a little bit awkward or anything? That is the first one. And also, you can try several things actually to make yourself feeling or less nervous by nowadays we have TikTok, right? So most of the citizens they like to make a video with a TikTok, or maybe you can use a vlog, or maybe you can use as a WhatsApp status by just making your short video. Hi everyone, welcome, or hi everyone, good morning. I feel a little bit excited today because blah 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 blah, and then you post it. So, oh my god, why am I doing this? There would be a questions like that from yourself, right? But it's one of the practice. It's one of the a number of a practice. So make it keep on going, because you will make less nervous, because the hour of practice is increased. So how long you practice, it's just like how long that I'm speaking English. I'm speaking English almost all day, not just to my family but also to my colleagues. So they answer me in Indonesia, but I spoke with them in English. So I make the environment suitable with me. So make yourself uh, get used to it. Yeah, get used to it and more practice, because there's a quote like 10,000 hour they would master of any subject they would like to, same as language as well. Yeah, Thank you. I hope this answer your questions, Hollis. And also, I
Does that
think,
answer?
yeah,
Does that answer your question, Mr. Hollis?
I think he's.
Yes, it's clear. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Awesome,
so
awesome.
much.
Thank you so much for asking a question. So yeah, what I get is that that is very clear. Yeah, the answers that you have to practice, that's the key, because we found so many cases. For example, like there are some people who have the capability, I mean, the courage to speak in front of public, but they don't have enough knowledge. The other case is that they have enough knowledge, but they don't have enough courage. So you really have to balance between your courage and your knowledge before you're speaking in front of the public, right, Miss Z?
Yes, definitely. And you don't have to be fluent with English to practice. I mean, if you just mention about your name, hi, I'm Z. There's also one of English, right? Hi, I'm
Yes.
Z. Hi, I'm Z. Hi, I'm Z. I'm Z. It's just like
Yeah.
that. Or say good morning to
Yeah.
everyone at work. Yes, that is one of the example.
Yes, yes. Awesome. So yeah, practice makes progress. Yes. Okay, so the next question would be from Z. Z.
Wow, the
Uh
same word. Hi, Z.
yeah.
Hello,
Hi Z.
am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
you're
you're
audible.
audible.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much for the time. I would like to ask a question. But first of all, just want to say that the material was amazing. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Miss. And since we also have the same name, technically, allow me to introduce myself first. My actual name is Faiz, but my English name, I internationally got called by Z as well. So very nice to meet someone who has a same name. And apparently we're also a big fan of Harry Potter, and we speak with the same accent as well, which is absolutely great. But coming to the question, so in terms of public speaking, I have a very little experience with this field. But I think it is indeed one of the most important skills that one has to master to improve or even to gain successful life. And my question would be, since we as human, we have two different type of mind. The first one is conscious mind, and the second one is subconscious. So I would like to know, how can we, or how do we control our subconscious mind when it comes to public speaking? Because sometimes, let's say, for example, this kind of Q&A section, I ask a question, and then, of course, you have your conscious mind to answer my question because you know what the answer would be. But then maybe sometimes your subconscious mind would like to take over by saying something outside of your conscious mind, outside of the actual answer that you have prepared. So I would like to know, can we actually control that part of our mind, that subconscious mind, to prevent us from saying or deliver things that we don't want, and would might make a bit of a reaction from the audience, if that makes sense. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much, Lee, for the question. Subconscious mind and conscious mind. Well, actually, indeed, we can control it. We can control it by, if you have heard about the affirmation. So sometimes we usually do, like myself, I usually do affirmation or by meditations, just like several things that we usually do after we get up from our bed. I do the affirmation meditation, like a positive, all of the positive words that you are lovable, you are so beautiful, you can do it, and so on. So I, rather than to cite the negative word, because there is no good at all. And if you knew, there is also a study about a prayer. So your word is your tiger, your mouth is your tiger. So there is the same thing. uh, in that study, if I'm not quite sure, but it was a book. So there is a water. There is a two water. The first water being prayed, all of the good words, and the other water being prayed with the bad words. And what happens, the crystal in the first water who've been praying good, they actually made a beautiful crystal, while the other water makes really bad shaped crystal. And it's not just also happens with the water, and also there's an experiment with the food, and also and so on, and also same as a human being. And of course, we also probably have those kind of struggle things that we usually have, like, oh, this is a bad day. But if you already make your affirmations early in the morning, it will definitely change how you react on the uh, what happens, or basically control your emotions, because I usually do it as well. And of course, maybe some of most of my friends call me as a person who really much changing their mood really often and so on. And I also learned about this in there's a lot of things of meditation that you can do. You can listen to beta sound, theta sound. There is a lot of meditation level that you can do, and not just sit. So actually, we can control our subconscious mind. Like for instance, we usually on mine, I usually record my own voice, all of the words, good words, and then when I want to go to sleep, I listen to that. So it will definitely pretty much giving a feed to my subconscious mind. So, and they would never let the negative thought, just even once, when I would like to deliver my speech in a public, and then there's a negative. Oh, can I do it? Can I do it? Yes, I can do it. Yes, you can do it. So all of the positive that would coming out from our mouth, and that is actually what happens. So I hope that answer your questions.
So, is that answer your question, Z?
The
Um,
person who's answering.
yeah, I guess that was a great answer, no
Yeah,
doubt.
you.
But yeah, I mean, I might try it later when it comes to affirmation and stuff like that. Also meditation, because I don't really meditate in real life, but I think
Um,
I think those advices were, you know, on point. So yeah, I might try it later. Thank you very much.
yeah, and if you, it also same like we are doing a prayer, no matter how what religion we are, meditation seems like we are praying as well.
Yeah, yeah, agree. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Very great answer. Yeah, very well explained. Actually, by seeing both of you reacting to each other, interacting to each other, actually, this a dream of mine that still hasn't been fulfilled is that I want to talk in British accent, because I think it's just amazing, hearing people speaking in British accent. So yeah, it's quite amazing. So I have one thought that I have in mind is that regarding about this conscious and subconscious, does it have something to do with you really have to know your audience first, because when you know your audience you will know how to react with them, how to interact with them. Does that have something to do with that?
No, actually, that is an external party. All you need to
Oh
do
yeah,
is by doing something with your internal party. So, because there's a quote, right? You can cry, you can mad. It depends the reaction that you uh, uh, act after you have this certain of situation of condition. Same as what will happen. So you can control yourself first in by insight, and then no matter how the things that happens, you just need to be calm, and you're not panic, and you're not being so much freaking out, oh god, what am I supposed to do with it, because you're already feeding your subconscious mind. Because I'm also experienced, I'm still learning. That's why I talk about like theta sound, beta sound, because there is a level when you're doing a meditations, and also there is a level of praying. So like you are imagining yourself in at the beach. You don't have to be at the beach, but if you, there is a higher level of meditation when you not just be at the beach, but also you listen to the wave sound, and it's really sound, the voice, the smell of the beach, the smell of the rock, and it's so real, like it was really close to you. So I'm still doing my meditation because I have several things in life. Yeah, I mean, I'm not always cheerful like you always see. people have their own problem and things, and how we deal with it. Of course, we need to deal with it, and of course, we need to feed our subconscious mind by praying and meditations and listen and have our quality time with ourselves. Yeah, so I hope that could also answer your questions.
Okay, all right, very well explained. Yeah. We have another. We actually have two more questions. For the. I'm sorry. Who was that? It's okay. So we have two more questions from our participants in the Zoom. I mean, in the video, but also one through chat. So I think we will move on for the video first, right? Miss Vidya, you may speak up. What is your question?
Hello, I'd like to ask. So the question is, what do we have to do when we get nervous on the stage? Thank you.
Thank you so much for the question, Fidian, of course. And what we usually do, okay, so when we are on the stage, we, of course, preparation number one, right? Preparation of the slide, maybe if you need to memorize, memorizing it, or anything that you would like to do, and how to deal on the stage, because of course, you have probably people would say a fever, like you're they're sweating and they looking up when they speaking, and of course how to deal with it. Well, if you practice more and the preparation really nice, you just not practice in front of the mirror, but also you practice in front of your friends, in front of other people, they will make you feel, of course, it's still nervous, but less nervous. So I do experience this. When I first time I joined Toastmaster in 2020, and at that first year, I also joined the speech contest right to the spot. And at my first time, oh god, it's so bloody hell nervous, and I looking almost up. I was like, oh god, I made a mistake. My first, my preparation, I less preparation, and that was definitely yes. And second, what I need to do, of course, every time I attend a club meetings, I'm practicing by joining or attending table topic section, an impromptu, right? Because an impromptu is really, really spontaneous. You don't know what is the topic. You just need to, okay, I would like to volunteer. I would like to volunteer. And then after it, I don't know the how to deal with it, or I don't know how to answer. But making the hour because the hour of practice increase, you will less, you just look calm, and people never saw you that you are also nervous, so you are less nervous, but the nerve is still there. Never will never disappear, but people will look, he looks calm, but definitely people didn't see it. People didn't see it. So after several times I also joined a speech contest, and at that time I feel nervous, but I less nervous because I almost practice every day and so on and so on. And then, wow, Z, you look great. You didn't look nervous at all. Ah, is it? So I was shocked at that time because on the stage I still feel nervous at that time. And yeah, so that is my personal experience. So Pedia. First, preparation is number one, and practice and practice and practice. Or even if you have to yell when you are motorcycling or cycling and say making a video or making a vlog, no worries. I don't care with people. Because if you're successful, you will feel satisfied. So I hope this helped for Fidia.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, very well explanation. Yeah, so I guess nervousness is like a human nature thing. It's always there, even though we prepare so much. But with great preparation, less nervousness. That's correct, Miss Z? All right,
Yes,
very, very
indeed.
great. Uh, we still have two more questions actually. Are you still up to answering these questions, Miss Z?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Answering a
so
question, it's also learning.
oh yeah, very true. Okay, so we will move to Risky first, and then after this, we will read the question in the chat box. So, Mr. Risky, please pick up your question.
Oh, hello. Thank you for having me. And don't call me Mister. I mean, who I am. Who am I? Yeah.
Oh, so what what do you prefer to be called?
Risky, probably.
Just risky, just the name. Yeah. Anyway, just in case I've been here just for a while. I mean, 10 minutes ago, and I never asked a hard question. Yeah, even my English is bad at all. Not enough good. Yeah, I mean like that. And yeah, first question is I was wondering if I made a mistake by joining a female Zoom meeting because most of all the participants are women. Yeah, that was the first question. I just wondering, yeah. And the real question is, yeah, I was wondering I mouth if my mouth could not speaking English because all of my friends, my parents just saying that I have a bad pronunciation. If 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 you, Mr. Z, have uh, a way or a tip for yeah my mouth, how what do you think about my pronunciation, Mrs. Z? And yeah, thank you uh, for a gold opportunity to ask Mrs. Z as a speaker woman with a beautiful face. Yeah, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the compliment. Thank you so much. All right, for the question, wow, you have a lot of. First, this is not a group for women only. I think it's open for everyone, right? Safira, for this Zoom meetings.
Yes,
And
yes, it's for everyone. So yeah, but most just it's coincidentally most of the participants are women. So yeah, it's not only for women though. Both, yeah, both gender. So yeah.
okay, so that is for the first question. And for the second question, your pronunciation is really great. You just need to practice. And never underestimate yourself, no matter how other people will underestimate yourself, because ourself is the one who knows our own value. Like, I just still remember because of my accents, one of my line manager, I'm not quite really sure if this is one of the bullying things or not. He said something like this. So she likes to traveling overseas. She went to London, and I've never been in London before. So she taught me like this one. Z, why you speak like that? You know, I've been to Britain, I've been to London, and most of them are not speaking like you. And I was like, yeah, and I just keep on smiling. So that's word or that's that kind of things they were always happening, not just coming from my land manager but also coming up from any other people out there, right? Because my accent is my language and my tongue and my mouth, right? So I'm the one who are really responsible for anything. My pronunciations, oh, is your pronunciation is bad, yeah, okay, but I keep on going, never stop, because you never know your limits until you do it, right? So just ignore that people. I mean, even though they're not speaking like that, I keep on going because this is exactly my why I want to learn English, why I want to improve my public speaking, because English is just like an air to me. I can almost barely die without speaking English, and I don't even care if there's someone, even there is my parents, even there is my siblings say your accent is really bad. I don't care. This is my word and this is my life, and I don't think that they will definitely understand about it because I have my own value and they don't know anything about it. So, risky, no matter what other people say to you, if you just keep on going, the successful, I mean, there is a quote, right? Let the successful speak louder when you're become a successful. But maybe you just keep silent these days, keep on practicing and make them amazed. You can speak English in British accent. Now they taught me. And of course, practice and keep on practicing and never stop. Yeah. So I hope this answer your question, Rizky.
Wow, that's very changed my mind. That absolutely changed my mind. Yeah, don't care what about people talking, and don't be underestimate to yourself. Wow, thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, and another tips, if you would like to improve your pronunciation, you can use the application like Duolingo or maybe a British Council. So you can there's an audio and you can see the word and how they speak with the with that word. So I also learned that way as well. You just need to practicing by imitating, or maybe you ever heard about the shadowing strategy. There is also, I mean, if you want to improve your pronunciation, you can also learn by listening your favorite actor or actress, and then you listen to the interview and then try to imitate when they say this word, and that is the way I improve my pronunciation as well. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that you can find in this all information in social media. So keep on practice.
Oh, sounds wonderful. Soon as possible, I would do that. Thank you very much.
Okay, very, very motivating explanation, I believe, yeah, for Rizky. Also, yeah, that is, I absolutely agree with you, Mizzy. When it comes to learning English, you take it as a fun, make it enjoyable, not as a burden, yeah. So take the most enjoyable method that you can use to learn English. When you want to improve your pronunciation, you can download an app, you can watch movies, you can watch video games, streaming, you can listen to music. So yeah, hundreds of ways that you can do in order to improve that, but choose the most enjoyable one. Okay, that is a very, and also Risky, I really have to say this: don't care about what other people say, man. Just by having that willingness to learn English, that's something that not all of them can have. You try. That's the key. That's the best part. So
Yeah,
keep on
noted.
trying. Keep
Noted.
up the
Thank
good
you
work.
very much. Noted.
Okay, Risky. Okay, so we have one last question in the chat box. To Miss Luri Dini Ayu, would you like to read your question and in the chat box? Or if you don't want to, I can read it for you. Miss Luri, are you still here? Yeah, she is still here.
Yes, you can read it.
Okay, so thank you so much for confirming. So the question from Miss Luri is that I can speak English, but I know that if I'm lack of confidence in myself, and that's what makes me afraid to speak and less confident in front of many people. But especially me, I'm afraid of being wrong in speaking because of grammar, how to pronounce it, and so on. As we know, bullying in Indonesia is very high, which causes mental down or mental breakdown, right? So how do you get the confidence to speak English, and what have you often done to increase your confidence in yourself until now? That is the question, Miss Z.
Wow. Wow, there's a lot of questions. Okay. So, first, of course, practice. I speak English more than Indonesia, if I may say. And then I usually do to boost my confidence in public speaking is by recording my own voice. Recording my own voice. Okay, is it sounds British or is it sounds not, or how am I going to pronounce it? So there's a lot of application that we can download in our mobile phone, right? I download British console because there will be a lot of things that we can learn. They're also teach you grammar if you were looking for a grammar, and also how they pronounce it because they have an audio, and they also know the subtitle, if I'm mistaken, the subtitle, and then so this is how exactly say these words, so exactly how that word, and also from a book. So basically, I usually read 1 or 2 hours loudly with the book. Most of the book that I bought from the British author, because in British they have a pattern. So if you pronunciate, you don't have to really understand how to mention or how to uh, listen to this. How does it sound? Because it's already been a pattern if you are for a British accent. So you just need to focusing, because I'm focusing on British accent. I watch a movie only in British, or really British actor and actress, not just an American and they acting in British. No, and also reading a book from a British author. So I'm specified myself lots of things, and let's there's one of the things, and I also have a podcast. I podcast, and I also try to record myself in YouTube channel. How does it sound, and how my practice, and also having a conversation with my joining a Toastmaster member, because lucky me, I joined a Toastmaster where the member of the club is coming international and globally. So sometimes we have a conversation with American, sometimes with British person, really British person. So I tend to understand. Okay, so this is really nice to speak with this, and you learned a lot of things. And even though, because in Toastmaster I also not just learn English, I also learn Mandarin and also learn Korea, because the club is in Korea, right? So 안녕하세요, 저는 아지자입니다, something like that, and also German. So you can actually learn a lot of language, and for boost your confidence, although like if you lack of grammar, remember this one thing. There's a program or shadowing. I'm a fan of Harry Potter, of course. Most of the time, I'm looking at the movie and imitating how is it sound, because I'm focusing in British accents. And I never really noticing about the grammar, because it just, as you knew, it's only as a pattern. If you sound like, it sounds awkward, so it might be wrong. Okay, so talking about the grammar, you can learn from the applications. You can find it, or all of the movies, especially for British, they actually already put the best grammar or pronunciation that really understand by other people. So I also have this one of experience, because I'm focusing on British accents. When I went to my colleague, at that time I've been invited as the alumnus, so I need to speak up to my junior. And then I already say, or I already uh, talk a lot of things, and then I heard someone spoke in front of me out of nowhere, and one of the audience, and she said, "Do you understand what she said?" No, not at all. And I was like, all right. So actually, my accent is not really too British, because if it's really too British, because my audience, I mean, I need to understand that most of my audience are Indonesians, so not really quite familiar with the British accents. So this voice that you listened is, I'm already lower, not lower, I mean, I'm already customized so everyone could understand. That's why I need to record myself. So you probably uh, can record yourself. Like for instance, introducing yourself. That is the easiest way, and you don't have to look for the grammar. Oh, is it going to be using an is, or is it going to r? Right. So never think or thought about the grammar, because I just spoke to one of my several of my friends, and believe me, they don't care about your grammar. It's just Indonesian really think so much harder to think about grammar. And I said, is it the as long as that you can communicate with your friends or with the respondent? I and one of my experience as well. I do still remember when I giving a speech like this, or giving a materials in one of the community, and one of the member there, they said, "See, your British accents are really great, but your grammar sucks." And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I don't care." So Actually, the grammar is really needed, but if you already practice, more practice, and it's already become its pattern. I mean, I'm not quite really sure if you understand this, and because that is exactly what happens. I never really notice about the grammar things. Yeah. So if you're afraid of the grammar, don't be. Just remember the patterns, or you can reading from a book, and it's okay for you. So I hope this answer your questions, Luri. If you're afraid of the grammar, don't be. Just keep on practicing. Or
Okay.
you can, yeah. Or you can. The easiest way is you can read out loud from a book that you read in English.
Okay, thank you so
Okay.
much,
So
Jack.
does
Thank
that
you. Thank
answer
you.
your
Times.
question, Luri?
Yeah, I did.
Awesome.
But sometimes, when I at my homes, I mean, and my cottage also, if I want to practice my speaking in English, I just do speaking in front of the mirror, and then I just record my speaking in English also, and making a video and share on my WhatsApp also. So I think when I watch my video again, it means like, oh, if I'm wrong, because the preparation is not put here like that. I just correcting myself actually. Yeah, I just
Yeah, you
want
just yeah, you're just correcting yourself. Well, actually, when you deliver your speech, never say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm wrong." So you don't have to, just keep on going, because nobody would notice that you made a mistake.
yeah, thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right. Thank you so much for the question, Miss Luri. Also, regarding to the grammar things, Miss Z, I actually completely relate with your method, which, when you're talking about grammar, it's just about finding the right word to be fit into the phrase, because the difference between buy these clothes, it's just $5, or buy these clothes, it's only $5. So it's different, right, between just and only, even though the meaning is quite the same. So yeah, for Luri, I also want to share a little experience. I've spoken with a speaker from United States at my campus. He said, don't make English as a language of rule. As long as you can communicate it with each other, so as long as you understand each other, that is perfect, because that's the true point of communication, to understand each other. So don't make it as a language of rule, because that is the thing that is wrong with our teaching method towards the youngsters, right? We teach them the grammar first, which frustrates them. The present tense, the past tense, the perfect tense, that kind of stuff. So yeah, don't take it as a language of rule. I hope that could also be a suggestion for you, Miss Lori. Yeah. So I think that is all of the questions, Miss Z. We've answered 5 questions, if I remember correctly. Shall we wrap this up?
Yeah, sure. And maybe for the closing statement, if you are
Yes.
really,
Yes.
really
Closing.
keen to practice or improve your public speaking, finding your why, because you can bear F anyhow, and never stop to keep on learning. No matter there would be an obstacle, say that your grammar is suck, just like me. But hey, keep on going, and you can learn a lot of things, not just English. You can learn Korea, you can learn Chinese, you can learn Germany. So just keep on going and keep on practicing. And of course, it not just happen 3 days or in a night or overnight. Just there is definitely, because we need to keep on practice and practice. It never comes instantly. So I hope this session will be give you the benefit, and also beneficial for all of you here, and you can grab or take this as much as possible for your learning methods. And yeah, and wish you all a great of luck. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Z, for the awesome presentation, for the outstanding explanation for all the questions from our participants. And also, I would also like to say thank you, huge thank you for all of you who already attend this meeting, and also to all of you who have to leave soon. All of your attendance means a lot to us, and also to Ms. Z for your willingness to share your knowledge to us. I don't know, actually, we don't know how to say thank you to you. I think the two words of thank you is like the simplest but the biggest meaning words that we could give to you, Ms. Z. Thank you so much once again. Thank you so much. Since Ms. Z already delivered the presentation, we also already have the Q&A section, and also a little closing statement from Ms. Z about the conclusion from the presentation. I think that is all from tonight's session. Me, myself, as a host, Safira Zahawananta, once again would like to say thank you to all of you, and stay tuned. Yeah, please make sure to stay tuned in CVO, because we still have another upcoming YouTalk session. And also to Ms. Z, I really do hope that one day you may becoming a speaker again into this session, because as you can see, the enthusiasm from our participants are amazing. So yeah, we do surely hope that you could join us again in the next future. Yeah, soon.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, sure.
All right. So I think that is all. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good night and have a great rest, everyone.
Bye. Thank you so
Waalaikumsalam
much.
warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam.
wabarakatuh.
Bye-bye.
Bye.